Hi guys, today's video is over equivalent fractions, which is exactly what the title suggests. It's over fractions that are equal. Okay, so I like to always start off with things that you already know. Let's talk about money. If I was to have, a quarter, and my brother was to have 2 dimes and a nickel, would they be equivalent? Yes, it would. Okay, because a quarter equals 25 cents, and 2 dimes and a nickel is also equivalent to 25 cents. That means they are equal. Even though these two look different, the left side you only have 1 coin, which is a quarter. On the right side you have 3 coins, a dime, and a nickel. Even though you have 3 coins on the right side and 1 coin on the left, they look like different amounts, but they're actually equivalent. They are the same. All right, in the same manner, fractions work just like that. It works like money. Let's try a few. As you already know, fractions are cut into equal pieces. All right, let's start with the first picture. All right, over here we have 1 out of 2. On the second one, you have 2 out of 4, and on the third picture, you have 3 out of 6. As you can see, all the pieces are cut equally. And if you look at the images, they're equal. So how is 1/2 equal to 2/4 and equal to 3/6? All right, well, if you look at the fractions, they look different, but they're actually equivalent. Let's find out how. Super easy. Let's look at our numerator and denominator. How do I get from 1 to 2? Well, 1 times 2. What you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. What's 2 times 2? 4. All right, well, let's go to the next one. How do I go from 1 to 3? 1 times 3 is 3. What you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. Okay, so what's 2 times 3? It's 6. All right, so to find equivalent fractions, you're either going to multiply or divide. Let's try a few more. All right, let's go ahead and do, 4/7. All right, well, let's write an equivalent fraction. Let's do times 4. What you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. All right, so 4 times 4 is 16, and 7 times 4 is 28. Super easy. All right, let's try another one. Let's do 4/8 is equal to, well, remember earlier in the video I just told you could either multiply or divide. In this case, I'm going to divide. 4 divided by 4, and what you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. 8 divided by 4. So let's try it. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I'm telling you right here, guys, that 4/8 is equal to 1/2. Now, I'm just going to check it using the cross multiplication as you did when you were little. Okay, what's 1 times 8? 8. What's 2 times 4? 8. Are they equal? Yes, they are. Let's try a few more. All right, are these two equal? Is 2/7 equal to 4/14? Yes, it is. Well, how do you know? What did you do? How did you get from 2/17 to 4/14? What operation? Well, you went from small to big. So did you use multiplication or did you use division? You obviously used multiplication because you went from small to big. All right, how did we get from 2 to 4? I did times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. What you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. 7 times 2 is 14. So it worked. Let's try a few more. All right, guys, in this particular example, I have 2 equivalent fractions, number 1 and number 2. One of them is wrong. Let's try number 1. All right, in number 1, I'm telling you that 8/12 is equal to 16/24. Is it true or false? Well, let's check. I'm going from a smaller number to a bigger number. So what operation am I going to use? Multiplication. All right, how do I get from 8 to 16? Well, I did 8 times 2 is 16. What you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. 12 times 2 is 24. So are they equal? Yes. Number 1 is true. Let's try the next one. Number 2. 8 twelfths is equal to 4 eighths. Well, let's check it. This time I'm going from a large number to a small number. So am I going to multiply or divide? In this case, I'm going to divide. All right, how do I go from 8 to 4? Well, 8 divided by 2 is 4. What you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. 12 divided by 2 is 6, not 8. Okay, so obviously number 2 is false. So keep in mind, guys, to write equivalent fractions, you're either going to multiply or divide. You can't use any other operation. You're either going to multiply or divide. And, sometimes you're going to have improper fractions, like 8 over 2. And you can still actually write equivalent fractions. Let's do times 3. What you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. All right, so 8 times 3 is 24. 2 times 3 is 6. Could I have also divided? Yes. I could have divided by 2. All right, 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2 divided by 2 is 1. All right, guys. So one more way that you can check for equivalent fractions, you can check by multiplying or dividing, or you can turn them into decimals. So I'm going to show you that in just a moment. Earlier we said that 1/2 is equal to 2/4. Well, if I wanted to check it, I could have done this. I could have done 1/2 is equal to 2/4. All right, well, I'm going to find the relationship. 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Did it work? Yes, it did. All right, another way I can check is by turning them into decimals. How do I turn a fraction into a decimal? By dividing. You have your numerator and your denominator. Numerator starts with an N. It goes on the inside of the box. All right, put your decimal and put as many zeros as you want. All right, 2 can go into 1, 0. 2 can go into 10. 5 times. Let me erase that. It looks very sloppy. All right, 5 times. And 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. All right, so that is equal to 5/10. Well, let's see if the other one works. 2/4. You have your numerator and your denominator. Numerator starts with an N. It goes on the inside. Denominator on the outside. Put your decimals. Add as many zeros as you want. 4 can go into 2, 0. 4 can go into 20, 5 times. All right, and that is also equal to 5/10. So again, guys, you can check to see if fractions are equivalent by multiplying or dividing your numerator and denominator by the same number, or you can turn them into fractions. Or you can turn them into decimals. And please do not make these mistakes. Some kids want to do stuff like this. They'll do 1 times 4 is 4, and then they want to change. Remember, what we do to the bottom, we must do to the top, and what we do to the top, we must do to the bottom. Some kids will want to multiply times 4 and then multiply times 5 at the bottom. Is that equivalent? No. You cannot do that, guys. If you're going to multiply times 4 on top, you have to multiply times 4 at the bottom. Okay, so that will give you 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8. Please make sure that whatever you do to the top, you must to the bottom. You can't switch the numbers. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Equivalent fractions is super duper easy. Please make sure you email me if you have any questions. Thank you.